We're going to be solving equations with fractions. One thing that we need to notice is that when we have fractions, we're going to look at our denominator. And in this case, we have a denominator of 3 and 4. And so our next step is to find the common denominator, which we know is 12. We distribute the 12 to each of our terms. And when we do that, 12 times 2/3, 3 cancels with the 12. And we get 4 times 2, which gives us the 8. We distribute the 12 to the 3 to get the 36. 12 to the 1/4. 4 cancels with the 12 to get a 3. And then 12 times 2 is negative 24. We subtract 3x on both sides, and that gives us 5x. We subtract 36 on both sides, that gives us negative 60. We divide by 5 to get an answer of negative 12. So when we're looking at our first one, we only have one fraction. So we're going to subtract the 6. That gives us 2/3 x is equal to negative 4. I'm going to get rid of the fraction by multiplying by 3. And that gives me 2x is equal to negative 12. And then I divide it by 2 to get x is equal to negative 6. Now, if we're looking at letter B, I can't add the 5 over because it's being divided by the 4. So my first step is multiplying by 4 to get rid of the fraction. The 4's cancel. I get 2x minus 5. I distribute the 4 to each of the terms. And that gives me 28x minus 8. I subtract the 2x. The x's cancel. Negative 5 is equal to 26x minus 8. I want to continue to get the x by itself, so I'm going to add the 8. And I get 3 is equal to 26x. I divide by 26. And x is equal to 3 over 26. Now we're going to move to some problems where we have two fractions. This is going to be similar to what we did in that first example. Our common denominator between 5 and 2 is 10. So what we want to do is multiply each side by 10. When we multiply by 10 and 4/5, the 5 cancels with the 10. 2 times 4 is 8. 10 times 7 is 70. 10 times 1 is 10, and half of 10 is 5. We add the like terms, so we get 5. Then we have our normal two-step equation where we subtract the 70 first, and we get 8x is equal to negative 65. We divide it by 8, and so x is equal to negative 65 over 8. Now our last one, this is a little difficult because we have three fractions with different denominators, but the number that both 2, 3, and 4 go into would be 12. So we're going to times both sides by 12. When we distribute the 12 to the 1/2, that gives us 6x, because half of 12 is 6. The 12 times the 2/3 is a little bit more difficult. 3 cancels with the 12. 4 times 2 is 8. Then we take the 12 times the 3/4. 4's cancel, and we get 9x. And then don't forget to distribute the 12 to the 4 to get 48. I'm going to get the x's on one side, so I'm going to subtract the 6x. And I get negative 8 is equal to 3x plus 48. I'm going to subtract the 48. And I get negative 56 is equal to 3x. I divide both sides by 3. And that gives me x is equal to negative 56 over 3.